What's brewing, everybody? What's brewing? I'm over here sipping on my Earl Grey tea with light brown sugar and oat milk. And I just wanted to come in and talk about Ray J. Ray J. There's always been something about him that always got under my skin. Ever since when I was younger in middle school and in high school and in my early adulthood and even now. There's just something about him. He's just so annoying. He's like that annoying boy in the class that's hyperactive, don't know how to sit his ass down, always making noise in the classroom, always want to be the center of attention, always doing something extra. Like, he's just too erratic. And at his big old age, he's, in his 40s? And he's still behaving like he's 16? Like, the maturity level of this man is non-existent. He is just so immature and annoying and definitely needs to be held accountable. He is out of control. He pulled a gun out on Princess. Are you kidding me? While the children were there? Are you okay, sir? That is clear signs of abuse. Okay? There's no reason why nobody should be pulling out no gun on you, whether they playing or not. That's not playing. And anybody that is a responsible gun owner, they're not pulling out a gun on nobody to do that. Okay? So something is wrong with Ray J. Something is wrong with him, and he needs to be checked. And he was on live with Amber Rose talking about some Diddy is being held false imprisonment, huh? Anybody that can sit there and be compliant with another person who is clearly a demon, all the terrible things Diddy has done, and you want to sit there and talk some false imprisonment? Are you serious? That is someone to watch out for. Because a man like him wouldn't want a man to do any of the things that Diddy has done to his daughter. Or he wouldn't want anybody to do what Diddy has done to people to happen to his daughter or son. And that is just a fact. You guys remember when Usher was asked during the interview if he would let his son go to Diddy's camp? And he told the interviewer, hell no. Right, but you will sit there and advocate for this person who you wouldn't even trust your children with. Because you know the things that they are into. You know the kind of deviant that they are. A predator of children and of adults. Woman, man, whatever your identity is or orientation is. Diddy has a spot and a place for you. He has a job for you. And for Ray J to sit there on live next to Amber Rose talking about some old false imprisonment, you're caping for him, like, sir, with his shirt off and those fucking sunglasses, clearly giving bisexual energy, he needs to go have a fucking seat somewhere. Put a shirt on and sober the fuck up and grow up. Ray J, grow the fuck up. Grow up. All right? It's time to grow up. You want to sit there on live doing all of that as if you didn't pull a blicky on your wife? She needs to divorce you and get far away from you as she can. She messed up when she got involved with him, but hey, from what I understand, she was working in a strip club, and I guess, a lot of women be too, like, flabbergasted when a man who has social status and clout, like, gives them some attention or wants to date them. It's the worst thing that you could possibly do to attach yourself to someone like that, because these men tend to be terrible partners. They're not good partners. They're not good husbands. They just are terrible. The infidelity, the abuse, the maturity levels, they're just not marriage quality. And she married him and had multiple children by him, and he feels like he owns her. And that's the worst thing about getting with an abuser. Men who don't see women as their equal in terms of being a human. They see you as a property, as a thing to stay in a certain lane, in a certain place, and they think they have control over you and ownership over you. Didn't he go and trademark her name or copyright her name or something like that? Like, girl, you need to get it together, because you're with someone who you can't even. You need to get a divorce. I don't know if you're scared. I don't know if it's because of the money. I don't know what it is. But that's why, as a woman, you always got to make your own money so that you don't stay in these kind of ridiculous situations. Please. Because I just don't understand. For your safety, for your well-being, for your mental health. Get away from that weirdo. Like, Diddy must be his sugar daddy, because I don't see why he keeps speaking on him and advocating for him, making excuses for him. And their thing is, oh, as soon as a black man do it, he gets locked up. But there's Harvey Weinstein, and there's this and that. And it's like, listen, all of them need to get locked up. All of them. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You need to be locked up if you're harming people. Okay? And that's just the bottom of the story. I don't even understand why is that even in this. Why would they even say that? Like, who cares? They all need to be locked up. You should be concerned with the fact that he was out there doing all that stuff for so long, and everybody was complicit in aiding this man and not holding him accountable. People were scared. They were cowards, if you ask me. Diddy doesn't need to be nowhere but behind bars with his vampiric ass. He's a nasty, dirty Scorpio man. Nasty, dirty Scorpio man. And he deserves to be in there locked up. He's where he want to always, he's comfortable where he is. He's around men. So let Diddy have his fun in there, and you just sit tight, okay? I know he was your sugar daddy and he was wiring you money. That's what it's given. It's given like Diddy was really, had you on an allowance or something like that. That's why you keep speaking highly of him, because they're hoping that once he come out that he's going to keep sending that money your way. And also, maybe his sons are in charge of the money, and, they're giving you a cut for, continuing to speak good on his name and be loyal to him, publicly showing your allegiance. It's pitiful. And Diddy's sons are a disgrace as well. For real, I don't really feel like the apple falls far from the tree with them. I think they picked up on his ways, not wanting to be held accountable, no self-reflection, no self-awareness, arrogant and delusional. His son, King Combs, you're not talented. You could keep Harlem shaking in them fucking leather jeans and jacket. I know it smell funky in there, sweaty dick, because there's just no way you could be dancing in leather and not be stinking and sweating. He was looking ridiculous on stage, clearly talentless, and up on the stage showing out with your father. And everybody's just like, look at these two fucking clowns. Talentless on the stage, just taking up space, have nothing to offer. There's only, nepotism, association, affiliation through your father as to why anybody even knows your name. And I'm going in on him because it's like, you need to be carving a lane of your own and stepping away from this legacy of degeneracy. Your father is not a good person, and it couldn't have been my father and me standing there supporting. Nope. I don't care if you're family or not. Listen, you out there doing wrong, hey, you got to be held accountable. Simple as that. But, when you're not making your own money and you're afraid to be cut off from the family tree and from the money, you're not going to do that. See, one thing you got to learn, never get comfortable. Never try to live off of nobody else's money. Don't be out here as a woman trying to marry for money. I'm not saying don't make finances a priority, because you definitely don't want to be connected to someone that is financially unstable and financially illiterate. But please have your own stuff. You don't want to ever be in a situation where you're being controlled and you're codependent on somebody and you have to stay in a certain situation or relationship because you don't have the money to get away from this person. You like the lifestyle, you're comfortable, so you're going to stay there. No. And if you are someone who is, is because of your family that you have access to wealth, please learn how to make your own money. Learn how to make your own money, because your parents aren't, and they're not going to be here forever. And you don't want to be in a situation where there's a toxic power dynamic where you're being controlled by your parents because they have the money and you're afraid to get cut off. So you're just living, they're living vicariously through you by basically dictating your life and what you can and can't do. But yeah, it's just, Diddy was definitely a sponsor for a lot of people in the industry. He was definitely giving a lot of men and women money as their boy toy, being his boy toy or being his little 3 or 4 to do them freak offs. A lot of people was on his payroll. And, we live in an economy right now. It's not doing too well. And ever since Diddy got put away, hear me, Jay-Z. Ray J has been very vocal and very much in the public eye, trying to network with streamers and stuff like that. The money is not money, and where he at, clearly them Raycon earbuds aren't selling. Or them fucking electric scooters that keep blowing up. So, that's a clear sign that he's one of the few black billionaires in the industry. And a lot of people, I feel like, went to him when they got into financial trouble and they needed help. Whether they, he gave them a little slice of cash if they got on their knees and on their backs for him, or they was just a supporter of him. But a lot of people went to him. He probably loaned people money. They couldn't get loans, or, definitely went to Diddy. A lot of people went to his house going to Diddy. I guess they feel like he has some sort of, hidden knowledge about finances of the business. Everybody tried to go under him for apprenticeship. And it's like he's the wrong person to go to. You don't see everybody that he has dealt with has been screwed over. No one has been able to flourish. Only he flourishes. Everything he touches turns to shit. You don't see that? So I don't know why people keep going to him thinking that he's going to help them out. Only thing he going to do is help you out of your pants and help you into some baby oil. And that's just going to be that. All right? People think they're going to come out as a mogul like him. And, you got to be around people. You got to be around the people that's going to elevate you. Yeah, but character matters too. It's not all just getting around people that know something or got something going on. Because a lot of people, as I said, they don't get into those spaces just by happenstance. You have to be very cutthroat and very unethical and a savage in order to stay afloat in that business, in the industry, to make it to the top. You don't make that kind of money by being a nice person or being someone that has morals or morale. So you might want to be careful. You're dealing with someone that really don't give a fuck about a lot of stuff, and you're in for a culture shock. You're dealing with someone who's arrogant, they're mean, and they get their way by being a bully, being a tyrant. And it's pretty much okay, because a lot of people who are of that certain status are just the same way. A lot of your faves and these celebrities that we look up, oh my God, yeah, we get so happy when we see them out on the carpets and stuff. They're not good people. They're mean. They're mean. They're mean. They're not good people. They probably don't. A lot of them don't even really like people. They're annoyed by people, and I could relate to that because I know most people ain't shit. But I don't go around being mean to people just because. But a lot of them do. They talk down on people. They don't. And I guess, after a while, too many people be in your face, want autographs and stuff. Sometimes you just want your space, I think it's natural, but there's a way to go about it rather than snapping on people. As long as they're respecting your boundaries, but I always said, give me the money, fuck the fame. I don't want that shit. I like being behind the scenes. I like living my life privately. I don't like cameras in my face. I don't like being followed around. I don't need no paparazzi hiding no fucking bushes, taking unflattering pictures of me. I just, who wants that? I don't care to be known. God knows me. And that's all that matters. That's the only person that really needs to know me for real. Everybody else, I don't give a shit about that. Just cut me my check. That's it. Cut the check. And that's that. That's what matters. Because a lot of people, you might know their name, but they don't got a penny in their bank account. I'm telling you, a lot of people are struggling right now. We seeing that. A lot of your faves and whatnot, they don't really got the money that you think they do. Okay? Trust and believe it. All right. Well, my Earl Grey tea is done. So I guess that's the end of this video. I'm gonna stop running my mouth, but like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button for more, because I will be back getting us some other people together. And that's that. Y'all be safe. The so-called New Year's is around the corner. But for those of those of us who know, we know that the real New Year's is in spring. So not so fast. Not so fast. And honestly, you don't have to wait for a fucking New Year's resolution to do shit. If you want to lose some weight, if you want to dedicate yourself or discipline yourself, or get yourself ready for something, you could do that right now. Why the fuck you waiting for the new year? Do it right now. You could do it right now, this very minute, this very second, this very day. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for a new year to do something new. Come on now. Do it now. That's what you need to do. But anyways, bye-bye.